everyone! Today, like the title suggests, I'll be taking my main magical girl group and design them as if they were from other shows. This video was inspired by GinjaNinjaOwO's video, where they do the same with their magical girls. In this video, I'll be limiting myself to magical girl shows, but in the future installments, I'm thinking about including other universes that I absolutely love, like video games, other types of movies, anime and cartoons, though I'm especially excited about taking my Star Knights and putting them into video game universes. A few weeks back I asked you in a community post which were your favorite magical girl shows, so that I knew which shows would you guys be interested in, and after a few weeks of work I decided on 3 shows, and without further ado, let's get to it. Let's start with Madoka Magica. Madoka Magica is one of my favorite magical girl shows, and apparently it's your guys' favorite as well, because almost everyone listed Madoka as one of their favorites. To be honest, I would have done this show even if it wasn't requested, but I'm really happy that you all did. Now, for those who don't know, without getting into spoilers, Madoka Magica is a magical girl series released in 2011, where young girls have the opportunity to make contracts with Kyubey, a really cute magical companion, to turn them into magical girls to fight witches in exchange for a wish. They can wish for whatever they want, and the nature of the wish will impact their powers as magical girls. Sounds wonderful, until the girls realize just how dangerous it is to fight witches and what the contract they made really entailed. With all of this in mind, let's start with the leader, Mari. When it comes to Mari, I believe she would wish for others' expectations of her to not be as high. Like I've explained in the video where this team was introduced, Mari is like a shining star. Everyone admires her, and everyone sees her as a sign of hope. As you can imagine, Mari is always under constant pressure to be that shining light, and honestly, she's a bit sick of it. She always feels very anxious and very bad about herself, since she genuinely believes she doesn't deserve such admiration. So, if she had a wish, it would be to stop that. But here's the thing, I think it would backfire. Sure, she has a ton of pressure coming from people around her, sure, everyone expects a lot from her, but the one that expects the most is herself. A lot of the feelings of not being good enough or the fear of to disappoint come from her, and this wish would not fix that. Plus, she would still be a stellar magical girl, and she would still feel the pressure to save everyone, to protect her family and friends, to make sure that her siblings would live a normal, calm and safe life, without the need to worry about witches. This hope would be shattered once Lily would make a contract as well, making so that she would worry about her little sister even more. When it comes to her design, I wanted her to have a more toned down design, as the dress is kinda simple, at least for Madoka Magica standards. I braided her hair since I feel like she is the type to usually wear her hair in braids. I also drew a weapon, a magical lyre, just like her original weapon. Her soul gem is sun-shaped and I placed it on her neck. On to Lily. Lily's wish, I think, would be very similar to her sister's. She wants to be able to make her family and friends proud of her. She would wish to be useful in a substantial way. And once more, this wish would be useless. The reality is that everyone is already proud of her, she's already useful, sure she isn't as powerful as the rest of her team, but she helps them in little ways, especially when they are not magical guardians, and that is already enough. Her friends cherish her either way and they wouldn't trade her for anyone. So when I started to brainstorm for her design, I thought I would theme her after her favorite hobby, baking. Her dress is very inspired by baker outfits and Lolita fashion. She is the most traditional magical girl looking of the team, for sure. Like everyone else, I also drew her weapon, that is also the same as her cannon weapon, and archery bow. Although I'd be lying if I told you I didn't consider to give her a giant whipping wand. Her soul gem is a moon-shaped, also placed on her neck area. Next up is Crispin. Crispin's wish would be, without a doubt, for his little sister to be cured. You see, despite being a bit closed off and looking very stoic, Crispin cares a lot. And he cares a lot about his little sister that unfortunately is very sick. He would do anything for his sister, even making a contract and fighting dangerous witches. She is his motivation to keep fighting and training to become the best guardian he could be. When it comes to his design, I got to a roadblock. You see, Madoka Magica doesn't have male magical girls, so it was a bit hard for me to understand how to design his outfit. I based him off a plague doctor. I felt it made sense with his personality and it worked nicely with his wish as well. So he has a hat, a flowy cape and a mask. I don't know if this mask fits the Madoka Magica design conventions. I don't remember any of the girls having masks. Not even the Magia record girls, but I really felt like it was important to keep it. It makes the theme more clear and it fits him. I drew him with his sword, and his soul gem is in the shape of the alchemical sign for Mercury dangling on his belt. Iris! You might think that Iris's wish would be the easiest one to come up. She doesn't have arms, so she would wish to have arms. But here's the thing. Iris is used to not having arms. She engineered her own prosthetics and she's incredibly proud of them. No, she wouldn't wish to have arms. She already has her cool robotic arms designed entirely by her that she absolutely loves. Why would she want biological flesh and blood arms? No, I think she would wish for the ability to not have to sleep. You see, Iris loves to be productive. All she wants to do is work on her robotics and play video games, and sleeping gets in the way of her doing both. So, I think she would wish to not have the need to sleep. Her design is loosely inspired by steampunk fashion, a corset, big leather boots. She kept her robotic arms and her goggles as well. She will always have her goggles, that's not negotiable. Her soul gem is in the shape of the alchemical symbol for Uranus dangling on her corset. And finally, Jasper. Jasper would wish simply for the strength to protect his friends and family. That's Jasper for you. That's Jasper for you. All he wants is to protect the ones he loves, even if it means he has to sacrifice himself. His design was the hardest one to do because his original knight theming already works so well for him. I couldn't think of any other theme that would fit him as well. So he's still a knight, but different. I definitely prefer the old design, but for the purposes of this video, it works. He also kept his canon weapon of a giant shield, and his soul gem is in the shape of the alchemical symbol for Jupiter on his chest. Next show we're gonna do is Sugar Sugar Rune. Sugar Sugar Rune is one of those shows that I came across when the OP was recommended to me on YouTube. It looked so fun, I knew I had to watch it. It was a bit hard for me to find, but when I finally watched it, I wasn't disappointed. I really liked the show. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. So, Sugar Sugar Rune is about these two little witch girls, Chocolat and Vanilla, that are competing to become the next queen of the magical world. For this, they are given a pendant and a wand, and they are sent to the human world to collect heart crystals. In the end, whoever has the most hearts wins. These hearts come from humans, and they appear when the witch incites a reaction on the human. Each reaction makes a different heart. Some hearts are more valuable than others. For example, the orange, admiration heart, is less valuable than the passionate, love red heart. When it comes to my characters in this universe, I thought it makes sense to just choose two of them to be magical girls, aka queen candidates, while the others are humans. So I chose Mari and Lily to be queen candidates since, canonically, the sisters are princesses. Both of them are wearing variations of Vanilla and Chocolate's transformation dresses. Their pendants are moon and sun shaped, and both of them are doing the peekaboo glasses sign with their hands, which is the way witches can see the crystallized hearts of humans. If you were to ask me, I think they would both be quite good at collecting hearts, but Mari is still on the lead. Mari would be able to catch a lot of orange and pink hearts, and Lily would get a lot of orange hearts and some green hearts as well. The rest of the team is dressed in the school uniforms. I really love these uniforms. They're really sweet and cute. I love the yellow and brown color combinations. The characters are a bit too old for these uniforms, admittedly, since Vanilla and Chocolat are both 10 years old, and my youngest character is 16. They only show elementary and middle school uniforms. They're very similar, so I'll just take the one I like the most. The funniest part for me was to show Jasper and Iris' relationship in their poses. Jasper leaning on Iris, very smug, very clearly playfully teasing her, and Iris is just ready to punch him in the arm. Crispin is just reading a book quietly, very serious, very stoic. I also decided to add crystal hearts on the characters that are not hiding their chests, that correlate to the way they feel about Mari and Lily. Both Jasper and Iris have green friendship hearts towards both girls. The final show is technically not a magical girl show, but it is very clearly, at the very least, inspired by it. Pmmm and Puppycat, I love this show. It's so sweet, so calm. It is very character-based. I think it works pretty well as a slice of life that just so happens to be about a magical girl. So basically the perfect series for me. Pmmm and Puppycat started out as a web series here on YouTube. This part is considered to be the first season because eventually they released Pmmm and Puppycat Lazy in Space, which works as a retelling of the first season and season 2. Lazy in Space is only available on Netflix. I've seen both seasons and I love them both. So Pmmm and Puppycat is about a 20-something-year-old woman called Bee that has just been fired from her job. She feels lost and she feels sad, especially because she had never been able to keep a job for a long time. She's lost in her thoughts when Puppycat falls from the sky. Puppycat looks like a cat, smells like a dog, and is technically neither, and can communicate with Bee by making noises that are then subtitled for us to understand as well. Fun fact, Puppycat is voiced by the Vocaloid Oliver. Puppycat has a magical bell that connects them to a presumably magical or alien temp job agency. So in every episode, Bee and Puppycat work a temp job to get money. All the while, we see glimpses of Puppycat's backstory, Bee's nature, and we also get to learn about Bee's friends and all the dynamics they have with each other. In every job, Bee is assigned a different uniform. I could have chosen the most iconic one, or maybe even multiple uniforms to draw all my characters in, but I was really fixed on drawing them in my favorite one, which is the baker uniform Bee and Deckard use when they go to the Donut Planet. I also think this uniform fits Lily really well. Lily really loves to bake, so she would definitely love to work in a donut world. In Lily's case, I also decided to redesign a few aspects of her base character design, specifically her hair. I decided that she should have curly hair instead of her pin straight hair, since it fits much more with her bubbly personality. While drawing these designs, I also started to think about how they would look in their civilian clothes, and I decided that Lily would be the type to decorate her hair with multiple stars, so that aspect will now be a part of her character. Mari, I think, would always try to help out her sister in her baking endeavors, but she's pretty bad at it, basically a hazard. She would accidentally set everything on fire, but that's okay. I guess her job would be to stay out of the way and taste test a few donut recipes. Crispin would take this seriously and he would have a lot of fun baking with Lily. However, I also think he wouldn't be very good with a knife, so he has a lot of bandages on his hands. He is trying his best. Iris, I think she would be so focused on the crystals that are put on the donuts that she wouldn't bake at all. She would just stay in the corner analyzing the crystals and their properties, and I wouldn't doubt that she would steal a couple of them to study them further at home. Jasper would be absolutely ready for the job. He would take all of Lily's instructions and he would bake a lot of donuts. None of them would be as good as Lily's, but he would bake a lot of them regardless. And with that, we got to the end of the video. This was really fun, even if it took me weeks to make. I'll probably make a part 2 eventually. Thank you so much for watching. Tell me what you think about the designs in the comments. Consider leaving a like and subscribing if you enjoyed the video. And until next time, bye!